and effective questions. Great. Quick question. Why do you why do you really think that we need to forgive? And give me your actual understanding. Don't give me textbook answers. Because if there is no understanding, it's just a repetitive practice, a habit, but no growth. Why do you really think that we need to forgive? You can type raise hand, that's perfectly okay. We haven't started the session right now. Just give me some time. For peace of mind. For my peace of mind, okay, you can't change the act that has happened in the past. So you can maybe change the response to it. Good. For your own growth, to heal ourselves, to let go, to reduce the burden. For our peace of mind, to be at peace. Only humans can forgive. That's a strange answer. Help us to realize our emotions or our mistakes. That's good. This is a good answer. To heal ourselves, energy, vice versa. To release ourselves from burden. To move from burden free. Move on in life. Okay. Family shares the karma. If they are forgiven, we'll benefit. Okay. Well, interesting stuff actually. To develop eventually the heart chakra and the crown gets activated for lightening my burden. This is good, no? If you see many of the answers, I really like. I'm not reading everything, but most of it is in alignment with healing and removing or reducing my own burden, which I think. Okay, now stop typing. Okay, the idea is this: forgiveness may or may not change the. Forget about ancestors. Ancestors are, you don't even know who your ancestors are actually. So why talking about ancestors right now? Let's talk about you and yourself, okay? Because if you're not in the equation properly, how can you really bring in ancestors? If you don't know who you are, what do we talk of 10 generation of ancestors? There is less context. I mean, theoretically one can say that, but there is no real depth in our understanding because there is no understanding. Anyways, we will try and decipher it by appropriate questions. Oh, I like this word, to fly in the inner world. That's my kind of person. To fly in the inner world, I forgive. We think alike. Okay. Now let's get to some real stuff. Okay, very important also. You have to get some things very straight, that forgiveness is not necessarily always about the other person. The human tendency or the human mechanism is built in, especially people who are more emotional in nature, are built in a specific way to attach a lot, attach everywhere. Okay. We attach, well, physically, ethically, we attach emotionally, we attach mentally, and probably other levels also, which I'm not sure. Let's call forgiveness as a mechanism of release. Okay. The thing is that for each proper level of release, there are different levels of understanding which need to be addressed. Let's talk about this today for the first time. I think I'm speaking about it. So I think let's get the concept over straight. If you want to detach from a person, say at a very basic ground level, you stop seeing the person. At the physical level, you stop seeing that person completely, right? The attachment at that level, like out of sight, out of mind, right? But that doesn't always work for hurts and pains and for long-standing or long bonded relationships. That doesn't always work. Now, if you want to forgive or detach at the next level, you will need some sort of motivation. For example, motivation like, if you don't forgive, then this will come back to haunt you as a disease, for example. And that becomes a motivation then. So then you practice a technique. You see, you practicing a technique at that time so that bad stuff doesn't happen to you, right? You practicing a technique after that. Whatever you do, practice. This is motivated from the lower mental body, right? Then we come to the next level, which is understanding or placing yourself in the shoes of people that you may have hurt. Now, this arrives at the plane of causal or higher mental body, where you're really trying to understand the depth of whatever you did wrong, why you did whatever you did, and then you start to do rights or make amends. Do you get this? There are levels of forgiveness also. When you do forgiveness from this level, it is significantly deeper and it gives you deep inner peace also, because you're trying to understand the causes which led you here, and you try to understand the causes and then do forgiveness. Then you forgive others because it's important that you recognize that whatever's happening in your life is actually created by you. Other people are just serving the purpose, that's all. They're just being a part of whatever your karma entails. You really understand it by placing yourself in the shoes of people who are suffering. Sometimes when you've undergone suffering, you really realize that how other people would be feeling, and then you truly forgive yourself for whatever you've done in the past, and others for whatever they're doing to you. And after a while, when you come to this stage of forgiveness, it doesn't bother you. These things don't bother you. They don't bother you because you've reached a level of understanding where law of karma becomes your very living reality. And you think almost everything along the line of law of karma. You don't always play victim or play कि मैंने ही कुछ किया होगा. No. You intelligently evaluate. By this time you actually come to this level of understanding, there is not just karma, there are other things also in the picture, right? Anyways, let's go to the next level. The next level is a level of pure reason or pure understanding, like deep understanding, a level of compassion actually. At this level, there is no need to forgive because you're pretty much one with the suffering of everyone in the world. This is the level of buddhi actually. Forgiveness is, I don't know if it's a really powerful word applicable at this level because there is nothing to forgive. So the ideal goal then would be to arrive at the level where there is nothing to forgive. Because every situation then is just an opportunity to help somebody else while realizing what and where you can improve. So every situation is always an opportunity at this point of time where you're already one with somebody else to a certain degree, whatever is possible. One, you can sense their problems loud and clear more than they can sense it themselves actually. Clearly, huh? And at that time, when you say, you know what, come, let's practice this technique, it'll help you. Because you sense the problem, sense the suffering deeper than they have, and you sense the whole structure of the suffering also. So when you say, come, let's practice this, it'll help you. It's purely out of compassion. There is no other emotion inside of it. There is nothing to forgive. Do you understand this? At that time, the love or the Buddhic love takes over. There is nothing to forgive after that. And my understanding is, this takes meditations, deeper meditations to take you to that level. But there's nothing to forgive. I mean, even if somebody chops your arm off, there's practically nothing to forgive. Did you read a story in the autobiography of Yogi where a policeman chops the arm off of one of the sadhus, and sadhu's like, you know what, I'm not the person you're looking for, and he keeps on going. No response, nothing, just keeps on going. Nothing to forgive. Nothing, no hurt taken, nothing to forgive. That's done. 3 days back, the arm is completely healed. And of course, reattached also. My point that I'm trying to make here is, it's very good to get a perspective of different levels of consciousness before we start the practice. We may be starting the practice at, I don't want to see you, the very basic level, or soon enough we'll reach at a point where we'll really understand, okay, this is our doing of the past. And that does hurt. That freaking does really hurt. Gut-wrenching type hurting. Soon enough we'll move to a level when there is nothing to forgive. This is why it's called journey. It's a very personal journey. Not because everyone else is doing, you do. That is very silly reason. You do because you find sense in it. You do. A lot of answers of this were peace. And that is absolutely a fact. There are levels and levels and levels and levels and levels of peace which get unlocked as you truly forgive. Most of the forgiveness, however, will be about realizing the amount of damage, putting yourself in other people's shoes, seeing the suffering by being the person who says, I would have done the exact same thing. You have to go through it several times inside of your head. When there is familiarity, then what? Inner resonance, then there's be a knowing, then the forgiveness will be very, very natural. Because then you don't feel like holding on to anything that anybody says. It's just very, very natural. Let's try something like that, okay? Anybody knows, by the way, why do we, before we start, anybody knows why do we forgive our ancestors, or we give and take forgiveness from them? And why only 1 month or whatever sometime? Why not in January? Why not in some other part? Does it have anything to do with the Libra energies, or what is it? Libra is balancing out. Think about that. Harmonizing. May or may not be true. Who knows? But it's good to ask these questions for sure, right? It gets the concept very, very clear, yeah? Let's go forward. One of the reasons which I personally think the Pitru Paksha is done is not necessarily for the ancestors. Of course, the mechanism is that, but you carry a lot of the energies, like the negative pattern. Thank you for writing it down. The pattern-based energies which flow through from person to person to person to person to person. Many of the times they don't even get filtered; they just get passed on. Sometimes they get activated, sometimes they don't get activated, right? When we say, I forgive you, you forgive me, it's almost like saying, you know what? I want to break this chain, I want to get out of it. I've served the purpose to a reasonable degree over here. And I take myself out of this chain now. And though you can carry forward, it's completely up to you. But I would rather like to take myself out of this chain. And for example, there are, I don't know if you guys really know that there are patterns and patterns of angry people, for example, patterns of people where marriages don't last, patterns of people where money doesn't stay, patterns of families where they've been generationally poor. Like you don't even know what the hell is wrong with them. Like opportunities come and they don't even see the opportunities actually. Patterns and patterns of people where they're just gamblers, patterns of people who never start anything new, patterns of people who are just, anyways, so if you realize this, like patterns of egoistic people, patterns of people who have problems with their spouse, with their children, patterns of people in which there are a lot of court case filings. Just you can imagine they're just patterns of people with typical kind of health problems, all heart problems, or many of them, pattern of people with diabetes problem, pattern of people, if some of the other problems are there, everyone ends up having, different kinds of problems, right? They're basically energies which are, my understanding is they're passed on from generation to generation to generation. Sometimes they're active, sometimes they're inactive. Their energy in the chakras which are passed on, passed on, passed on, passed on. That's what my understanding is. Passed on, passed on, passed on, right? So when you do an ancestral based forgiveness, you have to try and see not just how your system is, how your life is, but also the life of your parents and your children, those that you can closely observe, right? Once you have some understanding, okay, there is marginally speaking a pattern, some of it, not everything, some of it may be due to being in this line, being passed from this line. Forgiveness is done to releasing. Do you understand? This is the different kind of peace, release. That's all. Very gradual, very general, very, very effective also. Let's try. That's your invocation. Hey, by the way, are all AYs over here or pranic healers or non-pranic healers also?
It's open to all.
Great. So let's just do a small invocation, okay? We say, to the Supreme God, to the Great Divine Father and the Great Divine Mother, thank you for your priceless blessings, for your divine light, divine love, divine power, divine healing, guidance, mercy, help, and protection. Thank you. to our great spiritual teacher, to all the great spiritual teachers, to all the great gods and goddesses, to all the great, great ones, we very, very humbly thank you for your great blessings. We thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. You have probably seen people breaking marriages 2 times, 3 times. I've actually seen people, with third marriage also, they're finding it really, really hard to survive. Now, there is probably something along in the chakras which is carried forward very strongly, very, very powerfully, but with proper forgiveness, with acceptability of wanting to learn the lesson. Learning lessons is crucial, by the way. You can't not want to learn the lesson and say, I'll practice forgiveness. It's not going to work. Openly, I'm telling you, that's not going to work. Okay. So let's go forward. Okay. So I don't want you to just repeat the words. Okay. That's just very empty. This is like a special session. We'll try and understand this. Be aware of the heart chakra, which is right about here. Crown chakra, which is right about here. Okay. Heart here and crown here. Be aware of the heart chakra. Let's chant the mantra Om Mani Padme Hum 3 times. Okay. Let's verbalize. Be aware of the heart chakra. It looks like a lotus flower, by the way. Say Om Mani Padme Hum. You can imagine the beautiful lotus flower opening up, revealing a brilliant light deep inside of it. Again, Om Mani Padme Om. Focus on the brilliant light at the center of the lotus of the heart chakra. Om Mani Padme Om. Now be aware of the crown chakra. The lotus flower of the crown faces up. It faces upward. Okay, it opens upward like this. So, right? Let's chant the mantra Om Mani Padme Hum. Let's verbalize. Say Om Mani Padme Om. Om Mani Padme Om. Om Mani Padme Om. Now, as you keep your eyes relatively closed for a short while and back straight, I would like you to see the kind of suffering that you've had in your life and try and trace as best as possible the sufferings that your mother and father have had, that your children, if you're aware, have. If it's a problem of anxiety, for example, that goes the line, that is one of the problems, for example. If there's a problem of persistent failures in everything, that's probably one of the problems. Try and find out physical problems, emotional problems, financial problems, behavioral problems, situational problems. Try finding one or two. If you know anything about your grandparents, try and search over there also. That are consistent in 2 or 3 or 4 generations. Like there are ladies who have arthritis, their mothers had arthritis, their daughters had arthritis. Now the young ones who are 20-year-old are also having knee pains. Just giving an example. Or if you have had experience of hysterectomy, mother has had, daughter already had painful periods, for example. I mean, moving towards that. So I'm just giving you food to think about so you can know what kind of patterns to look out for. Patterns are usually found in the chakras. There are 11 major chakras in a human body. Each can have a different kind of pattern, or there could be mixture of patterns located in multiple chakras. All right. I'm hoping you found at least one pattern in your family line. At least one, hopefully two or three, but at least one. Now raise your hands like this at the chest level. At the level of the heart chakra, raise your hands. Be aware of the heart chakra. Now, say up until 10 generations would make it 2 raised to power 10 is approximately 1024, 1024 ancestors, right? So that is the last line. Then you have 2 plus 2 raised to power 9, 2 raised to power 8, 2 raised to power 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, right? So whole like a very big list of ancestors is there. Approximately 2, 3, 4,000, something like that. Okay. It could be coming from anyone, from anywhere, or many people, by the way, right? Depending upon your karma, you choose your family. Before we start to forgive, I want you to know that you choose your family to work out specific karma. If there is a family that can give you a specific kind of body, in which you can neutralize the karma of, say, inability to walk or inability to eat sweets, for example, you'll be taking birth in a family like that. Which means they provide the conditions in which that specific energy, or in the modern medical science, that gene will get activated. Not every time the same gene gets activated, right? So depending upon your requirement, you choose a family. So you cannot say, why did I undergo this situation or that situation? The soul chose it very knowingly. The soul, I'm repeating it, the soul chose the situations and the people that you're born with completely knowingly. It's not accidental. Nothing is accidental in the grand scheme of things. All right. Now raise your hands at the chest level, palm facing outwards. Imagine the brilliant light coming from your heart, your crown chakra, passing through your hands, going to all of your ancestors. Imagine all the ancestors as a small points of light, thousands of them in a small shell, right? Thousands and thousands of them. And say, verbalize, say, from the heart of God, may all of you be blessed with deep love and kindness. From the heart of God, may all of you be blessed with great joy and happiness, divine peace. From the heart of God, may all of you be blessed with understanding, harmony, goodwill, and the will to do good. And project deep love coming from your heart and your crown chakra, passing through your hands to all your ancestors. Profound, deep love. Knowing for a fact that whatever major situations you're undergoing, you asked for it. They didn't give you on their own. You asked for it, so you cannot blame anybody else for that. So project love towards all your ancestors. And because they gave you what you asked for, thank them. Say thank you. You, the soul, before you incarnated, asked for specific conditions. They provided you with it. Say thank you. For whatever reason it asked, we don't know. But say thank you. And say, I love all of you. My love is with all of you. My love is with all of you. Thank you so much. And then you can always say, all the suffering which came to me with these problems or situations, problems of health, problems of emotions, problems with certain ways of thinking, problems of things not working out. Though you have given me whatever I asked for, but for the suffering that I've entailed, I forgive all of you. You deserve complete forgiveness, 100% forgiveness. I forgive all of you. I'm very grateful for whatever you've done for me. I deeply and respectfully offer my gratitude to all of you. May God bless all of you with inner abundance, deep inner peace, and may you also find your way through the amazing technique of forgiveness. If there is any karma that I have with any of you, so you're talking to all your ancestors, saying, if there's any karma that I have from any of you across any lifetime in my past, please forgive me. Please forgive me. Be very aware of your entire system. See if there's anything happening in any part of your body. Say, please forgive me. If there's any sensation happening, just let go. Say, please forgive me. Please forgive me. Please let go of me. Please let go of me. Please let go of me. And say, if there is anything that there's any karma from my side towards any of you, say, I forgive all of you. I forgive all of you. I forgive each and every single one of you. For whatever you've done, for whatever suffering that I have from any of you, no matter how bad the suffering, I choose to forgive you. I completely choose to forgive you. You have nothing with me. I offer you love, tremendous amount of love, and a lot of peace, that may you also find your way into the peace. And now is the time to forgive yourself. Talk to yourself and say, in any case, if I have done anything wrong to anybody, especially to my ancestors in the past, I forgive myself. The process of growth is slow and painful, but I forgive myself. I let go. I let go. I let go of all the guilt that I carry from all incarnations. Verbalize all this. I let go of all the guilt. I let go of all the tendency to blame myself. I let go of all the shame that I carry within myself. I don't need to carry any of these. I love myself. And one day I will come out of all this and know my true self-worth. Lord God, thank you for your blessings. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So this is usually how we do a short session on forgiveness. I hope it didn't take a lot of your time. And understanding was more important than just doing forgiveness on your own. Understanding is very, very important. Technique is just a methodical practice. Understanding is a life in the practice. So the more understanding you have, the more life you will have in your practice. So it's very, very important to ask right questions on a regular basis. All right. So if you have no questions, we will close the session. If you have questions, feel free to ask. Yeah. Meenuji, I think your mic is unmuted.
Yes, thank you. Atma Namaste. I have a query that I generally, in my forgiveness sessions and in my daily prayers, I include my ancestors every day. So, isn't this a better practice rather than putting a specific period to our ancestors?
I agree 100%. Every day is
Thank you.
there's no other day better than every day.
Thank you.
Atma Namaste.
Okay.
They say there is something like Pitru Dosh, but can ancestors really think bad of you or curse you? I mean, I fail to believe that. Can you
Why
try?
will nobody has intention to like you don't curse your third grandchild that may ever happen right now. It makes no logical sense, right? Ki seventh generation of mine will be born blind. Makes no real sense. Makes no absolutely no sense. The problem is energies are carried forward from chakra to chakra, and depending upon your entitlement or your deservingness in the incarnation, you choose it. You choose it. They don't pass on anything to you. You choose that incarnation. You choose those energies. But you forgive to get out of it now. Fine. Thank you, Prabhu Sir. God bless you. I'll be on my way.
So Pitru Dosh, is that only those energies which we are chosen to take it forward?
Every single dosha is known energy. Every single dosha. You must really try to attend a puja sometimes and scan for energies in your chakras, how they change as the puja progresses. You'll be surprised. I was trying it, I think, on my what was that? They do near Trimbakeshwar, something like that, no? Nagdosh. Nagdosh, yeah. I was trying to get it done. I was scanning my way throughout the puja and the chakras change. You can replicate similar things with pranic healing also. But if you are interested, you can reverse engineer certain rituals by scanning what happens in the chakras.
Okay. Thank you.
Venus.
Sir, may I?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, I'm sorry I won't be able to switch on my camera because there is a power cut at my place. Sir, I just need to understand, being a female, can I ask my question in Hindi because I'll be yeah, because being a female, आपको पितृ होते हैं वो पेरेंटल पितृ होते हैं या आफ्टर मैरिज जो आपके हस्बैंड के फैमिली के पितृ होते हैं वो मतलब हमें फॉरगिवनेस किसको देनी है और किससे करनी है?
देखिए क्या होता है ना कि एंसेस्टर्स जो होते हैं वो यूजुअली आपके पेरेंट्स मतलब के साइड के होते हैं बट द थिंग इज कि वंस यू गेट मैरिड द एनर्जी ऑफ द हस्बैंड एंड हिज फैमिली हैज सम लेवल ऑफ इंटरकनेक्शन इसीलिए बोला जाता है कि व्हेन अ गाय गेट्स मैरिड समटाइम्स कि उसके भाग्य खुल जाते हैं, right? It's a
Yes.
that the girl brings, right? So there's
Mm-hmm.
of interaction that happens when two people start interacting, but उसको ancestral नहीं बोलते फिर. Ancestral is
Okay.
power which you manifest in your chakras, not because of interaction with other people, but which you carry over in your line.
Because from last 2 days I am doing this session for ancestral healing, but I am unable to focus on कि मुझे parental पे करना है या husband का करना है, या because my grandfather was adopted by some other family. तो अब उनका family DNA family चक्र family line अलग हो गई है, तो हमारा ancestor किधर होगा फिर? क्या पैतृक क्या रहेगा?
The actual one which came from birth, as in the birth ones.
मतलब मेरे फादर के जो फादर हैं, उनको जिन्होंने अडॉप्ट किया था वो ही हमारे पैतृक रहेंगे.
No, not the adopted ones. Yeah, not the adopted ones. The actual ones, the birth ones.
बर्थ वंस. ओके, सो हमें सिर्फ अपनी 7 जनरेशन के एंसेस्टर्स को फॉरगिवनेस करना है और मांगना है, वो जो भी है.
7, 10, it doesn't matter. As long as you know, that's more than enough.
ओके,
Yeah.
राइट, एंड दैट शुड बी फ्रॉम माय पेरेंटल साइड.
And
ओके, राइट, थैंक यू सो मच.
right now, sorry, I need to leave right now. It's almost 9:10, and we'll catch up. Some. If there any question, just text me personally or to Surbi, and I'll relay back the answers. Yeah. Thank you so much. Let's do a closing prayer. To the Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother, thank you for your great blessings. Thank you to our spiritual teacher, to all the great spiritual teachers, to all the great gods and goddesses, to all the great ones. We very, very humbly thank you for your great blessings. We thank you so much. Thank you. So, thank you. God bless all of you. Take care, and bye-bye. Bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Gagan, for coming over and enlightening all of us. Like you rightly said, understanding the topic is very important. And when we understand the topic, the forgiveness comes in, 24/7 forgiveness ही रहता है. So thank you so much for your lovely insight. Although you did not give me the honor to introduce you, maybe next time when we have you over, I will make sure that I get a chance to introduce you before the session.
Sure. Thank you. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. And tomorrow we are going to have physical and emotional healing series starting. So tomorrow, day after, and the day after that, for 3 days, it's going to be a free healing session for all of you for emotional and physical problems. So if you are interested in, and if there is anyone who you think will be benefited by the session, please feel free to invite them to the Forgiveness Club for them to attend the session. Okay, thank you so much, everyone, for joining in today, and see you all tomorrow at 9:45. Good night, Atma Namaste. Please drop in your feedbacks on whichever Forgiveness Club group you are for us to know how the session helped you today. Thank you. Good night, Atma Namaste.